Tonight, NightLife Albuquerque takes to the streets to find the best New Year's Eve entertainment. Our music profile focuses on leading ladies in rock, country, and salsa, and there's no place like home. Ask the New Mexico rep. Dana Slade finds high-fashion rentals for women, and it's never too late to start working out. This and more on the premiere of NightLife Albuquerque.
Merry Christmas, and welcome to a special premiere of NightLife Albuquerque. I'm Jim Myers.
And I'm Debriana Mansini, and we'll be your hosts this Christmas night on the very first edition of NightLife.
We're here to preview and review what's happening and what's not happening in Albuquerque arts and entertainment.
We'll cover the people who make NightLife happen, from the writers, producers, promoters, and directors, to the performers and the technical support people who work hard to bring quality entertainment to the Duke City. We'll investigate the political issues that affect arts and entertainment in New Mexico.
This show is locally owned and produced, and we're proud of the creative and technical expertise of our fellow New Mexicans. We're tired of hearing negative comments about creative work produced in this city. We've all heard the songs before. It's not bad for Albuquerque, or even worse, what do you expect from Albuquerque?
Well, we've learned to expect a lot, and we haven't been disappointed. And as you'll see tonight and throughout the upcoming season, there are some exceptionally talented people in New Mexico. And if one of us succeeds, we all succeed.
I couldn't agree with you more. You know, it's fitting that NightLife premieres on Christmas night because it provides us the opportunity to start our first season with a preview of the biggest NightLife event of the year, New Year's Eve. A few weeks back, we asked NightLife's Cheryl Garcia to assemble her team and find some of the best spots in Albuquerque to spend New Year's Eve. Yesterday, we received a plain brown envelope containing a video cassette, a receipt for 2 tickets to Jamaica, and the message, "See you next year." Let's look at that tape.
Good evening, Ms. Garcia. Your mission, should you decide to accept it, is to find Father Time 88 the best spots to spend New Year's Eve. As always, if caught or captured, don't forget to write.
If Father Time 88 wants to party downtown this New Year's, he should head to the El Rey on Central Avenue. This old Albuquerque landmark has come back in 1988 as a prime downtown music venue. El Rey presents the farewell performance of the Broadway Elks in 2 New Year's Eve packages ranging from $15 to $45. The Broadway Elks are sure to keep the El Rey jumping all night this New Year's Eve. The show is general admission, but reservations are necessary.
Mardi Gras in New Orleans? No. It's New Year's Eve at Albuquerque's Beau Carré. If Father Time 1988 likes it spicy, it'll be masquerade and Cajun cooking next Saturday night at Beau Carré.
The 5-piece Red Hot Peppers Dixieland Band is on hand to keep the house jumping to that big easy beat. Tickets are $35 per person and reservations are required.
New Year's Eve at Beau Carré. Lisez les bon temps roulés.
If Father Time wants an outstanding overnight getaway this New Year's Eve, the Ramada Classic at Louisiana and Manal is a great place to do it. That's Cadillac Bob and the Rhinestones with an overnight party package at the Ramada Classic. Don't forget, reservations are required. Have a great New Year's. This is Charlie Z on special assignment for NightLife. Back to you, Chief.
Thanks, Charlie. We'll check back with our Special Forces team throughout the show as they preview great spots to party this New Year's Eve. For most women, however, the problem isn't necessarily where to party, but what to wear to the party. NightLife's Dana Slade offers a new approach for women who don't have a thing to wear.
It's New Year's Eve, and you want to look
simply irresistible.
But who can afford to spend over $500 on a designer original you might wear only once or twice a year? Thanks to Emily DiLorenzo's on Manal, virtually every woman can afford to look marvelous on those very special occasions. Emily, what advantages are there to renting formal wear instead of buying?
Well, Dana, the wearability, you only wear it once, and the cost, where you can rent it for $45 to $75. I have designer gowns that cost $300, and you can rent them for $60. I started out with 20 outfits. 20 of those were my own, and 900 outfits later, it's been great business.
What kind of dresses do you carry?
I carry Victor Costas that would cost you $400 and $500, and I rent them for $75 and $80. I have Karen Alexander's for the younger in mine, and they rent for $50. I have a lot of After Dark. I have a lot of Liz Claiborne, and all those vary. The prices for renting average is $45. The idea in the future is no one's going to want to buy a cocktail dress. They're all going to want to rent them because they're so expensive to buy. You wear them once, they sit in your closet, and everybody notices them. So the idea of renting has really taken hold, and that's going to be the new look, is renting.
So move over, boys. Looks like rental fashions for women have arrived. So this New Year's Eve, or any special occasion that requires a $1 million look on a $50 budget, stop by Emily Di Lorenzo's on Manal, and you'll walk out looking
Simply irresistible.
Our government funding was cut, and then United Way stepped in to help us.
United Way has funded us since 1935.
Without our program, many kids would not reach their full potential.
United Way is our Santa Claus.
And without United Way funding, we'd be in a terrible position.
Our agency needs your support.
The United Way helps 100,000 people in the Albuquerque area every year. So if you've ever wondered who your donation helps,
thank you.
Give the United Way.
Perhaps for some, the 5th season opener of the New Mexico Repertory Theater was Much Ado About Nothing. However, for those with a vested interest in the success of the Rep, it was much ado about a great deal. NightLife's Blaine Miller was on hand for the festivities and joins us tonight with this report.
Jim, the Rep kicked off its 5th season in true Santa Fe style, as a cold yet enthusiastic audience enjoyed both the production of Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing and the black tie gala that followed the performance. An added cause for celebration? It was the Rep's first show in their new home at the Armory for the Arts. Now, I asked Rep Artistic Director Andrew Shea how it all came about.
It seemed to be a moment in the Santa Fe cultural and art scene when the building needed a tenant, and we were a growing organization that needed a building, and it was a match. We leased the building from the state of New Mexico for $1 a year. It's better in every respect. It's in a good location. I think people know about it. People know where the Armory for the Arts is. There's good backstage space for the actors. There's decent dressing room space. There's decent office space in the front of the building for our administrative staff. The auditorium itself, of course, the theater itself, which is the main thing, is a big improvement over our Johnson Street Theater.
The current production is Roosters, billed as an Hispanic-American play written by Milcha Sanchez Scott.
Roosters, for my money, is the best so-called Hispanic-American play of the past several years. I love the poetic language of it. I'm happy that it's not kitchen sink Hispanic realism, and I enjoy the style of the play, and I think what Milcha, the playwright, is trying to do is establish a style that she calls magic realism.
I wasn't quite sure what Mr. Shea meant by kitchen sink Hispanic realism, so we asked the play's director, Roxanne Rogers, what she thought it meant.
Kitchen, well, I don't know what it means. He said it, so I don't know.
Yeah,
you ask him.
I was confused with the term. I didn't know if it
It's not a typical, it doesn't stereotype Hispanics. It doesn't leave you with a view that this, you know, the lowrider or the cholo or whatever pictures that we've seen of plays, of Hispanics in plays and film and television before. It gives you a very broad range. This could be any group of people in a family. So it's got a lot of different background in it. It doesn't have what we would normally stereotype as a Hispanic background. It's really got a lot of very true, deep emotion in it, and I guess that's what he meant. It doesn't have anything normal. It's all amazing and out of the ordinary. It has a lot of magic in it.
Blaine, a question that always seems to come up when people talk about the Rep is, why aren't more local professionals involved with it?
Well, Jim, I asked Mr. Shea about that.
My goal is to put the very best work on stage that I can. I do have open auditions in Albuquerque every season, and I give everyone who auditions for me the same fair shot, whether they audition for me in New Mexico or New York or Los Angeles or Dallas or Seattle, to name some of the places where I've conducted auditions. But the fact is, I don't give people preference because they're from New Mexico. I don't see that as a part of our mission.
No, the cast is all from elsewhere. Danny Katnick is the local dancer, and Maria Benitez, who is here during the summers, but we brought people from New York and from Los Angeles mostly.
I see a lot of very talented, highly skilled actors in other areas as well, and if I feel someone from LA is better for a role than someone from Albuquerque, then that's the person I'm going to cast.
According to its directors, the mission of the Rep is to present the best theater possible. Mr. Shea claims he's even-handed in casting both New Mexico talent and out-of-town performers in the Rep's productions. However, it's clear Mr. Shea believes out-of-town talent is generally better than available New Mexico talent. Sources within the Rep told us that they plead with Mr. Shea to get more New Mexicans involved in Rep productions. The current production of Roosters illustrates the problem pretty clearly. There's only one New Mexican on the entire production crew. Now, we find it hard to believe that only one New Mexican professional was qualified to participate in the production. It doesn't sound like Mr. Shea is as even-handed as you might think. Jim?
Well, thanks, Blaine. Now, let's check in with the NightLife Special Forces team again as they continue their search for the best party this New Year's Eve.
A golden oldie like Father Time has got to like the world-famous Drifters, and we've got them here in Albuquerque at the Clarion Four Seasons this New Year's Eve.
I'm Paula Poundstone. This is Albuquerque Nightlife. Merry Christmas. Is that good enough, or did that sound like I was reading a laundry list?
If it's a heavy dance Beauty wants, Father Time 88 should grab his dancing shoes and head straight to Barrett's.
Choose from 3 packages ranging from $15 a person for basic cover and free champagne to $100 a couple, and get dinner, champagne, and a room for the night.
Dance, dance, dance this New Year's Eve at Barrett's. This is Suzanne Worenchak on special assignment for NightLife.
If you haven't had a good laugh since the presidential elections and you don't want to wait until the New Mexico governor's race to laugh out loud again, join Father Time in 1988 for the last laugh at Laughs Comedy Club.
Like, for example, I'm from Massachusetts, but I don't care if the Celtics win or not. They're not my friends. We don't hang out. You know, professional sports is mostly people paid a whole ton of money to play for cities they're not even from anyways. I think if they want to make the games exciting, what they should do is recruit the players the way they get people for jury duty. So you just go out to your mailbox one day and it's like, I gotta play.
Start in 1989 with a smile at Laughs Comedy Club at Juan Tabo in Candelaria. Make your reservations now and take my wife, please.
Well, Chief, it looks like Father Time 88 has a great list of New Year's Eve parties to choose from. And knowing his M.O., he may very well decide to stop in at each and every one of them. So here's a recap of the best spots in Albuquerque to celebrate New Year's Eve. As for me, I'm going to start my New Year's resolution a little early this year. See you later, Chief.
Welcome back to NightLife. The 1989 cultural calendar is filling rapidly, but before we say goodbye to 88, there's still a few ongoing productions you may want to catch before it's too late. Ready for a trip to Never Never Land? Already been to California, you say? Well, ACLOA is currently presenting Albuquerque's version of Never Never Land in Peter Pan, now running at Pope Joy Hall. Celebrate the holiday season with a nice production for the whole family. Shows are 8:15 this Tuesday through Friday, as well as Sunday night. There's also a matinee on Saturday and Sunday.
Move over, Judas Priest. Step aside, Metallica. The newest wave in metal music breaks into Albuquerque January 4th as Big River presents Jane's Addiction at the El Rey Theater. These Warner Brother recording stars bill themselves as wave metal, and their show is certain to be loud and rowdy. Tickets for Jane's Addiction are on sale now at all Ticketmaster locations.
And if metal music is what gets you going, the craziest of all rock and rollers, Ozzy Osbourne, blows into town January 12th for a show at the Tingley Coliseum. The former Black Sabbath lead guitarist is infamous for intentionally gross and shocking behavior during concert appearances. Now, at least